Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is Fair Trade Bible Study. Now, I know you're asking yourself the question, is Daily Dose Radio fair trade? I mean, really fair trade? Yes, it is. This is Fair Trade Bible Study because we are environmentally and socially sustainable right here on the interweb. Today we are looking at verses 24, 25, 26. I think we go all the way over to 27. Sure do. So 4 verses today. And as I've teased you all week, we come to verse 24 and we have this explosion of praise here. Then we go right back to more flora and fauna and more things like that. So not a lot, but a few. But this is all still in that what you have done section. Actually, the what you have done section dominates the remainder of the psalm. We're going to look at the what you have done parts all the way through verse 31. Actually, verse 30, 31, and 32, we go back to what he has done. So he speaks again to the reader. Then we have the psalmist erupting in praise, and it's a very personal first-person account. And then we end with, bless the Lord, O my soul, just like we started, just like we ended 103, just like we started 103. So 103 and 104 really work well together because these phrases, bless the Lord, O my soul, follow each other all the way through. They're like bookends to both the Psalms, and they are connectors for both the Psalms, kind of linking them together in this grand theology of God. Now we come to verse 24 today, and we have this eruption of praise. O Lord, how manifold are thy works! In wisdom thou hast made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. Now, I'll stop right there. Let's deal with that first. Thy works, you have made them all. In wisdom you have made them all. Points back to everything that he said since verse 10. So from verse 10 all the way down to verse 23, this is all the work of God. And so the manifold nature of God's work is there's so much variety here. I mean, there's no way the psalmist could list all the variety. And so he just says, O Lord, how manifold are thy works. There's no way for me to tell it, but there's so much variety here, it just overwhelms me. And God, of course, is in charge of it all. He's taking care of it all. He's praising the Lord for all of this work that he's done. And notice verse 24, you have made them all. So again, creation is foundational to this praise. It is foundational to this theology. The earth is full of thy riches. So God made them, and God filled the earth with riches. That is, all these things that all these creatures are depending on. The water in the valleys, the trees for the storks, the hills for the goats, the rocks for the conies, all of it, the wine, bread, and oil for men. God is providing for all of his creatures, and that's, of course, the goodness, the riches that he's talking about here. Verse 25, so is this great and wide sea wherein are things creeping innumerable, both small and great beasts. So the creeping things innumerable, again, the manifold works of God. There's no way for the psalmist to tell it all. Now we're still on the sea. In verse 26, there go the ships. There is that Leviathan, whom thou hast made to play therein. Go back in the book of Job, and you'll find out about Leviathan and what he looks like and what he acts like. Of course, we don't know what that animal is, but the psalmist is certainly familiar with him and says he plays there. That's the place where he plays. Verse 27, these wait all upon thee. Even Leviathan? Yes, even Leviathan waits upon the Lord, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season. So the Lord is, by his riches, caring for all of his creation, from the multitudes and manifold creatures of the sea to the very rabbits that live in the rocks, and men who wake up and do their work during the day. All right, so join me again tomorrow. We'll look at verses 28 through 31 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.